Alternate history. The favorite playground for amateur writers and amateur YouTube historians. And actual YouTube historians, for that matter. The land of the what if and the island in the sea of time. The land of aliens invading during World War II, the Confederacy surviving, or who even knows anymore how many scenarios of the Germans somehow winning World War II, or the Japanese somehow invading Hawaii. It's a popular topic for fanfic authors, and sometimes published authors, who want to write about World War II without writing about the pesky historical details. Well, I have to say, as a historian, now on YouTube, I've always been a fan of reading alternate history. Your Flints, your Turtle Doves, and everything in between. I am a fan of the topic, and someone who has always loved history. I figure I might as well toss my own hat into the ring of alternate history. Now, as mentioned in the channel introduction, please watch that video if you haven't already. It does explain quite a bit. I do consider myself likely to go for somewhat harder alternate history. Not to say I haven't been playing stuff like Kaiserreich since its darkest hour days. Or that I haven't read stuff like the World War series by Turtledove, the aforementioned aliens in World War II. These stories certainly do have their places and can be entertaining, but especially in the case of game mods, your aforementioned Kaiserreich or TNO, they tend to get a bit mimetic, caught up in the memes of their fan base as much as trying to do any form of serious history. And that's before you even get into the fun of trying to balance gameplay around history. In this regard, I find my personal interest in making videos and scenarios that do take themselves somewhat more seriously. For example, who says you can't punt Constantinople to San Francisco and not build a serious take on that scenario? You know, once you're past the obvious pro-Roman act of God. On the other side of the world, who says you can't make a topic about the Germans winning at Stalingrad without it degenerating into Germans win forever and ever more. Fear the power of the Panzers. Sorry, I had to do it. All joking aside, I do want to say no matter how weird the topic, I want to be able to cover it with an eye to the real history, and as much as possible sometimes with limited sources, the real people involved. I hope that appeals to those watching this video. And on that note, thank you for taking the time to watch this admittedly short video, and keep an eye on this space, because the first mini scenario is already recorded and soon to be ready for upload.